Okay, so we've been rendering down now for about an hour, give or take. And now the bits, you're starting to see the grease down there. It's coming up the sides. I've just been coming in here and stirring this occasionally, because this will be done. Sorry about the fogging up. This will be done when all these bits are like crunchy looking little, kind of like, let's see if I can pull one out. Kind of like that, but even crunchier. So anyway, we're going to continue to render this down and see how much longer it takes. We're about an hour into it. I have it actually on max sear, and I just come in and check on it every now and then. Okay, we're about 2 hours in, and it's looking like they're starting to really do their thing. And I don't want to overcook them, because then they'll be burnt, and that would be gross. But I also don't want them to not crisp enough. So it's kind of a fine give in between position. Now some of these are just like fat bites that are deep fried, and some of these have a little bit of meat attached to them. So I am assuming these are going to be refrigerated after we're done, because there is meat involved here. She doesn't really say on her website, but that's what I'm assuming. So I'm going to give this about another 15 minutes or so and see how much fat is rendered off. It was started off up here, and it's rendered, all this stuff in here is fat from this, which is cool because I'll be able to strain that off, and I'll be able to use that as lard, be able to can that as lard. So I'm going to give it about another 15 or 20 minutes, and then maybe test a piece. Let it cool and test it, of course. We'll go from there. Okay, so I actually didn't wait the full 15 minutes because it looks like they're really getting done. And I do not want them to over, like we talked about, cook. So I'm pulling them out of here with my slotted spoon, and I'm letting them rest, and then I'm going to salt these up while they're still warm. And it seems like it moves fairly quickly once they really start rendering down. There we go. Another layer. And then I'm just going to strain, and there's a bunch of bits on the thing, so I'm going to use a cheesecloth to strain out this pork fat. I'm going to let it cool a little bit while I heat up a jar, because you do not want to add this hot pork fat to a jar that's not heated, because what will happen? Your jar will break. Can't remember what it's called, but you don't want to do that. That's all lard that you can use for cooking. And they used to say lard is bad, but honestly, it's really not. It's a natural fat rather than Crisco, which is a vegetable-based oil. So anyway, and your body can process the meat fats, animal fats better. So anyway, we're going to let these cool. I got a bunch of salt on them, and then I'm going to put those stove jars in the oven so they'll warm up. Okay, so just like the beef tallow, we're going to carefully, and I'm actually just using paper towels for this. You don't have to use cheesecloth. I'm going to slowly pour it slightly cooled down pork belly fat. Into the jar that I heated up in the oven at 200 till it was hot. Should have gotten a smaller jar, I guess, but oh well. I'll be using this for cooking. Alright, I'm going to slowly let it go down. And then there's a bunch of bits that are left in the bottom of the pan that I'll just toss. Awesome. And so when this cools, much like the tallow, it's going to cool and it's going to turn, I think, a white. I'll have to wait and see. So anyway, I've got all the little bits in here that help this paper towel help transfer it out. So here we go. Jar is hot. Nice and clear. There we go. Again, this is pork fat, otherwise known as lard, which you can cook with, which is actually even better for you than regular vegetable oil for your body to process. This is what we're learning. And this is the pork bites made for my husband and for me. It gives you that crunchy, like if you want a crunchy, it's like pork rinds, but meatier. And so here we go. Doesn't have a lot of flavor. I did put salt on it while it was hot. The grease was so hot on it, so I'm hoping it would stick to it. This will be good, just like a good crunchy, excuse me, crunchy treat, because I miss those sometimes. I'm a chip person. And so I hope my husband liked these. I am going to refrigerate these. I don't know if you're supposed to, but I'm going to. I'm going to let this finish cooling down. I'm going to put a lid on it. Let it cool down, and then I'll have pork fat. But that's today's video, so hope you enjoyed it. We will talk to you later. Everyone have a great Monday. We'll talk to you later. Bye.